Well, Josie got a bunch of toys given to her by Mom. She's got a little bone here that she doesn't seem to be too interested in. Whatever is inside this ball, she's absolutely destroying it. I can't. She's already got that tennis ball. Is there something like inside that ball? Why are you just? What's in there? It was a nice tennis ball, but you've already destroyed it. There's nothing left of it. Why are you destroying that? Hey, you've got this nice toy over here that's got dog food in it. Look at the dog food come out of there. Yeah. But you wanted to well, that's what she bought it for. Okay, well, help yourself, girly. Duke is for some reason is wandering around in the shop. I don't know what he's up to, but anyway, hey bub, what's going on? You guys just hang out. I know you're gonna follow me out here, but they'll follow me back out to the shop here, and I'll just let them carouse around in the office there where it's nice and toasty and warm. And so I had service call at a ranch this morning that these guys had all kinds of stuff for me to work on. I had a John Deere Gator XUV 850 that's got the little Kubota diesel in it. I had went out and serviced it the other day because I said it wouldn't start, and it was kind of a simple deal. The air cleaner was plugged solid in it, and I said, well, there's a service kit up there at the shop for it. So I went up there and got the service kit that came with an air filter, the inner and outer air filter, the fuel filter, oil filter, and 2 or 3 quarts of oil. And I noticed that when I was working on it, I said, man, this thing's got a really bad oil leak on it. And anyway, that thing has a lower oil pan, and then there's an upper oil pan too on it. So I went over this morning to fix the oil leak because it was leaking pretty bad. Anyway, I had to order a clutch tool. I've got those centrifugal clutches. It's got a threaded hole in it when you take the bolt out on the primary clutch on the engine where the flywheel is, and then it's threaded there, and then that it's basically a jack screw is what it is, and it comes in through that threaded hole in the clutch, and then it comes up against the flywheel, and then it basically pops that taper loose on that centrifugal clutch and pops it off. I've got one for a Polaris clutch, but it's way bigger than that one is. But anyways, I found one on Freedom Racing and I ordered it. And then they had a 98 Chevy there that I put a glow plug relay controller assembly in and got the glow plugs working to where it would start. And then they had an 04 Chevy that the fuel filter got something in it, and it was throwing a fuel rail pressure code during power enrichment. And so I said, let's change the fuel filter and then we'll go from there. And then the hay squeeze, the Roadrunner hay squeeze there, that's got an 8.3 ISL in it. No, ISL 9. I'm wrong. ISL 9 liter Cummins in it. It had a air leak in that thing on those Roadrunners. Those valve bodies on those for the mast, it raises up and down, and the clamp goes in and out. The tilt, all that shit works off air. It's air over hydraulic. And every time he said he raised the mast up, it would leak air. Well, I got under there, and a hydraulic hose had been rubbing on the 1/4 inch air line that goes to one of the air solenoids that runs the mast. So we fixed that, and then the fuel filter was loose. And then I said, how long has it been since anybody's changed the oil on this thing? Nobody could tell me an answer. And I know I haven't changed it since I've been doing all the work in the last couple years. So I ordered oil filter and fuel filters for it, and so tomorrow we'll go back over there and change the oil. So I finally made it back to the shop. That's the common rail pump out of the 6170M, which we're not dealing with right now. I might put those blower motors in there today. Let me clean some of this garbage off. Dude, why do you insist upon sitting out here where it's grimy, greasy, and nasty? You can go in there in that nice office and lay on the dog bed and just kind of relax and chew on some toys, pup. Huh? Duke loves sitting in the truck. He loves his truck. He really does. He loves his truck because he's a great guy. He's just a great guy. Yes, he is. He's a great guy. And she's a good girl. Now, don't lose your toy out here, dingus. You got your toy. Don't lose your toy out here. Don't lose your toy. Okay, where were we? Okay, so I know I've got parts and parts and parts, and these are the ones I believe. What do we got here? A sack. There's a sack, Duke. Okay, we got more parts here. I'm almost gonna have to look up the part numbers. I don't remember what was what now, but I do know for certain that that is a used friction that I do not want to reuse. I have to take the brake planetary back apart because this is the disc that I did not order originally. I basically spaced it out and forgot. Well, I didn't really space it out. I just counted wrong. So this would be the 9th one. And I have 8 in there, so I need 9. So let me unbolt this top. All I got to do is put that one in, put this back, the top brake housing back on. This would be B. This is B4, I think. I might have it backwards. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so I'm going to put this one disc in. And then I can actually soak the frictions for C3, and I can put C3 clutch back together as well. So let's try to be as careful as possible here. Yeah, I'm real careful, huh? The clutch piston is in it already, but that's the clutch return plate. Put the springs back in where they belong. Okay, now I'm going to make sure my clutch stack up is right. Yeah, so I just basically need to put this one right on top of this other steel. Put the clutch return plate back on. And we'll have her. Okay. Get my fingers out of there. Okay. Okay, so I'm looking here at this exploded view. There's 5 frictions. Number 41. So go down here and it tells you for the different models, because a 4450 will take different numbers of plates and some of these. So you got to make sure you're on the right model number. It's a 4050 to a 4250. So we're on C3 clutch. Piston return plate, friction discs 5, drive plates 4, and the return plate. Let's see here. Are they calling this the return plate? I thought that was like the pressure plate. Number 41, return plate. So this thicker one here is the return plate. I have my other disc over there soaking in some oil. Now these guys, some of these geniuses on YouTube, I was doing this when I was doing the PTO on the 8770 New Holland. I filmed it late, kind of this fall. Some guy gets on there. Did you soak your disc in oil? It doesn't really do you a lot of good to soak a bronze disc in oil, because bronze isn't going to soak up any oil. Now, something such as this right here that has kind of a semi-metallic asbestos lining to it yeah, this is going to soak up oil. So yeah, this would make sense to soak one of these. But a bronze plate, yeah, why would you soak a bronze plate in oil? But
Warren, you don't have to be such a dickhead.
I know. So now I got that jammed in there. It doesn't want to come out. Look out, babe. Look out, honey. Look out, Josie. Here comes the train. Born bastard. Number 2. Why'd you go play in the office, girly? I got you all those toys in there. I got you all them toys in there, girly. Huh? Come on. Particular. This, I'll tell you. So last friction, that'll be 5. Got one left in the sack here because the input planetary has one of these same part number in there. It's a RE326609. Okay, so there's that. Now what we got to do, Josie, we got to take this over there and compress this in the press. This here, this is your clutch. This is actually Belleville springs, and then pop this clutch piston out, and then there's going to be an inner and outer seal there, and then that'll go in there like so. Let's make sure, sweetheart, that we ain't got nothing else going on here. You want me to drag a dog bed out here, seeing you think you just have to be here? So there's all 43s, all those Belleville washers. 41s or 42 is going to be the snap ring on it. That's the bushing inside there. So yeah, should be pretty well it. Okay, let's do it. Duke, he's back in the office for laying down there on his dog bed where it's nice. It's a lot warmer in the office than it is out here. It's not cold enough out here for me to really justify. It's like, I don't know, it's like 45 in here. It's fine. I hadn't even turned the heater on, but it's cold enough to where I wish she would just go in the office with old Dukas there and lay down, but she just kind of insists on being close to me, huh, baby? So we got those springs out. Now we're going to pop the clutch piston out, which we should be able to go like this. There it is. I think these just have those quad rings on there. So that doesn't look very good in there. There's a lot of crap in there. So there's one quad ring right there. Get her cleaned out, Josie. Okay, so let's get, so the inner seal that's on the hub has a lip seal. That's the old one. And the outer seal on the piston has a quad ring. So just basically the direct opposite of the reversal disassembly. line these up. The notches there with those notches. And they go in just like that. And then put your, I just left these stacked up exactly the way they came off, so nothing has changed there. And then we'll throw the snap ring back on top of it. Take it over here to the press and compress that and put the snap ring back on it. Okay, so that's done. And all those notches are for is the these little plates go down in there. Okay, so let's put this back together. Those had blue Loctite on them, so I guess it would be wise to... That I&T manual doesn't tell you a whole lot on this particular part of the sequence here, but those little plates there, once you bolt this down, they go in here like so. They'll actually, the lip will go down in here like that, and then you can see as they come right into the notch where the piston is too. So just like so. So I don't believe there's any special orientation as to where this sits, as far as I can tell. So there's any dowels or anything like that? Not really. So I guess we'll just see what we got here when we put her in. I mean, there's some big holes here, but I don't know if that's just oil drain or... Oh shit, it's already kind of locked itself in there. I got a flat blade screwdriver. I want to make sure that there's not something that I'm missing, because that I&T book doesn't really give you a whole lot of direction on this part here. I don't think it makes much difference, to be honest with you. So would that mean all these bolts here? I'm just going to see if all bolts would be and line up and thread in there. And then I'll Loctite them and I'll look up the torque spec. It's a 5/16 bolt, so it's probably around 15 to 20 foot-pounds. Okay, so there's that. All right, so that'll take care of that. So basically, all I got to do here is torque the brake housing bolts down, torque these on. I'm going to put blue Loctite on them, since they had blue Loctite on them. And then this part's done. It's ready to go back in the machine, but we can't do that yet because we have quite an extensive cleanup involved here. All this shit down in here, and then that suction screen went in there, and it basically comes back to a deadhead there. Man, it'd make it a lot easier if a guy had the rear end out of it, but that is a tall order. There's a shield right here, and that thing is completely plugged with friction material. I mean, it's bad. I'm just wondering, God, could I get my shop vac back in there and suck a bunch of that shit out of there? I don't know. That's going to be a chore getting that cleaned out. Okay, C1, C2 clutch. And once you separate C1, C2 clutch plates, you'll see here you'll have to pull these Allens out right here, pull this pressure plate off, and then there's 2 more clutch discs back here. There's 3 in this one. But it's kind of the same thing we just did, but it's a bigger Belleville spring set and a bigger snap ring. So I got to go compress this, pop the snap ring off, pull the Belleville springs off, pop the clutch piston out and put new seals on it, and then I got to get the Allens loose in this one. I mean, I can actually stick my clutch stack up on this, you know, and do all this and then set it. Or basically you'll take this one and put it on top of this. That way you're not trying to hold all your clutch disc in when you're flopping it upside down, because when you rebuild this one, you'll bolt this pressure plate back down. Okay, so you can't really interchange C1, C2. This one's a little bigger. On the inner seal, it won't fit. It's too big for the other one, the other hub. Oh, come on. Hold my mouth just right to get the bastard in there. My daughter's in Ecuador right now at the Galapagos doing vet work. Well, she's going to college to be a vet, and she's over there as a volunteer, which looks very good for her college stuff. So I paid for her to go over there, and I'm more than proud to do that for her. She's over there having a hell of a time, just loves what she's doing. I'm really proud of her. That's kind of my whole thing, why I work as hard as I do. My kids always had more than I ever had. I'm not gonna lie to you, I wasn't blessed with a father that was really a go-getter, so I didn't really have those sorts of opportunities, you know. So I wanted to make sure that they did. Okay, so I gotta find the seal for this in the sack here someplace. What is this? That is a lip seal, so that is not it. Hang on. Let's see here. I'm not seeing it. That one. Hang on, let me dig around in all these sacks to find my darn seal. I know I got one here somewhere. I saw it. I had to have one more big one. Alright, so we're gonna need to run the crane here. crane. I'm gonna put it up. Yeah, I'm done with the crane. And here's the output shaft I was gonna slip in there. But there's a couple sealing rings on here. The bearing looks fine. There's no need to even mess with it. Wayne, he got just about every... We couldn't get the gasket kit that was required for this. So I think I saw these sealing rings in here, and here they are. So these sealing rings sometimes can be kind of a tricky ordeal trying to get them out. Any better? I can't tell what's... Any oil gets on it and the light shimmers off of it and it looks funny. You know, maybe you can see something there, but these usually, what you can do is hold one side and then roll. Well, that's not happening either. O-ring pick and see if I can... Having a hell of a time here. Then you just break the son of a bitch, I guess. It don't want to come apart. Most of the time you can kind of roll one side with your finger and these aren't going to do them. So you just go like that and break the little tit off and get the son of a bitch out of there, I guess. Going back together ought to be fun, huh? Make sure a piece of that broke that's not in the groove. Let's see. Come on. Get in there. I'm doing it quite a bit. There we go. Going together a lot better than they when it came apart, huh? Darn it. Went past it. Okay. Okay. You don't want to try to force the ends together. You want it to overlap on one end when you roll it around and slide right down straight. Because if it don't go on straight, you kind of push it in, you'll break that little tit off that holds them together, and then you're screwed. Okay, output shaft is going to go in now. See where my light go? I was going to put a little light on that so you could see what the hell I was doing, maybe, huh? There you go. Maybe that'll help a little bit. the bad thing. You can't really turn that. You know, I need to go quite a ways more with her, but yeah, I gotta go quite a ways. I'm wondering if I can turn. Can I grab it right here and turn it a little bit? Is it in park or what the hell is the deal? No, it's not in park. I've done this before and I'm trying to remember the exact process that I wound up doing to get it done. I'm splined up there. I think the only thing that I'm lacking splining up is right here on the end of this. Let's see, let me get a... this bar. If I can get in here and turn this, now I might be able to turn this a little bit. Come on, you dirty bastard. Go in there. There she goes. Okay. I thought I felt it spline up. Are we all the way in? It doesn't really seem like it. Maybe so, huh? Let me go get the bearing quill. Okay, got the bearing cup in it and the shaft. I pretty much think it's all the way, pretty damn close to being all the way in. So we'll go real easy here and make sure we don't screw something up. It's got shims, of course, so guy just don't want to start winging his bolts down there and break this. Not a good idea. And then what I do, well, we'll see. What I usually do on these, since that is a hard line down there, before I tighten this all the way up. No, I remember now I'm wrong. I'm forgetting what I used to do. You got to slide this one. You almost got to have your ring gear in the right spot to get this one bolt all the way in there. You got to have it kind of slide it through one of the gaps in the teeth there on the ring gear, or it doesn't want to go in. What I do is I push it all the way in the shaft, right? And then I take my line and I loosen these up about a couple turns, and then I put it on. That way, you know, I got a little bit of play in this quill, and I can get the nut started. Okay, so output planetary is completely together. Output shaft is in. Output bearing cup and bearing quill. Bearing supply, the line that feeds that bearing, got it on there, got it tight. There's a tray that goes right here. I haven't put on yet, and I still got to put the feedback for the hitch. I got to put that back on. But tomorrow I can come in and take that input planetary and rebuild it, and then I can get the clutch housing outside, get it cleaned up, and put the clutch housing together with the input planetary and the PTO. So I got new seals and new PTO clutch plates, and I'll have to clean this gasket material off between the clutch housing and the transmission. And another gasket here, actually, I'll have to clean up between the block and the clutch housing. But anyways, we got a long ways today. We got C1, C2 rebuilt, finished up the outboard planetary, or output planetary, I should say. And a big step of the process was cleaning all the shit out of it. So we got a lot, 99% of it out of there. Anything that's left is settled down there in that. There's kind of a trough on the bottom of that where the draft arm goes through it right here. And what I'm going to do is just take a 5-gallon bucket of solvent or something, and the drain hole's open, and just dump it right down, straight down through here, and it'll flush the rest of it out. So anyway, I'll see you on the next one.